The notion that vaccines are used by the Satanic New World Order to oppress Christians is a conspiracy theory that has been circulating online and within certain communities. This idea is often tied to a broader narrative of a supposed plot to control and manipulate the population, with vaccines being just one tool in this alleged effort. Proponents of this theory argue that vaccines are laced with harmful substances, are designed to reduce fertility, or even contain microchips that can track individuals, all with the ultimate goal of subjugating Christians and imposing a secular, satanically influenced world order. However, there is no credible evidence to support these claims. Vaccines are rigorously tested and monitored by health organizations worldwide, including the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) and the World Health Organization (WHO), to ensure their safety and efficacy. The ingredients in vaccines are publicly available and have been extensively studied, with no evidence to suggest that they contain any substances intended to harm or control individuals. Furthermore, the overwhelming scientific consensus is that vaccines are a crucial tool in preventing the spread of infectious diseases and protecting public health. Despite this, some argue that the New World Order, often associated with the Satanic or anti-Christian agenda, is using vaccines as part of a larger strategy to undermine Christian values and impose a secular, globalist worldview. They point to instances where vaccine mandates or public health policies have been perceived as infringing upon individual freedoms or religious rights, interpreting this as evidence of a concerted effort to oppress Christians. However, these instances can be explained by public health priorities and the need to balance individual rights with collective well-being, rather than a sinister plot to target Christians. Moreover, the idea of a monolithic new world order with a unified agenda to oppress Christians through vaccines oversimplifies the complexity of global politics and health policies. International health initiatives and vaccine programs are typically the result of collaborative efforts between governments, NGOs, and health organizations, aiming to address global health challenges. These efforts are driven by a desire to prevent suffering and save lives, rather than to impose a particular religious or ideological worldview. It's also important to consider the potential consequences of rejecting vaccines based on unfounded conspiracy theories. By not vaccinating, individuals not only put themselves at risk of contracting and spreading diseases but also undermine herd immunity, which is crucial for protecting vulnerable members of society, such as those who cannot receive vaccines due to medical reasons. This can lead to outbreaks of diseases that were previously under control, causing unnecessary suffering and death. In conclusion, the claim that vaccines are used by the Satanic New World Order to oppress Christians is unfounded and lacks any credible evidence. Vaccines are a cornerstone of public health, developed and administered to protect against infectious diseases. While concerns about individual freedoms and religious rights are valid and should be respected, they must be addressed through constructive dialogue and policy development, rather than through the dissemination of unfounded conspiracy theories. It is crucial for individuals, especially those within Christian communities, to seek information from reliable sources and to engage in critical thinking when evaluating claims about vaccines and public health policies. By doing so, we can work together to promote health, understanding, and respect for all individuals, regardless of their religious beliefs or backgrounds.